The first item of business is approval of board minutes from November 4th of 2025.
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
motion to approve the board minutes from November 4th, 2025 as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to approve the board minutes from the November 4th, 2025 meeting as presented. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is approval of invoices from check dates October 31st and November 7th, 14th, 21st, and 26th of 2025.
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
motion for approval of invoices from check date October 31st and November 7, 14, 21, and 26 of 2025. The total amount was $640,152. Notables included Baylor Mechanical. There were two items, one for $11,152.33 and one for $10,000. Andrews Engineering, Inc. for $16,885.67. Brown Equipment in the amount of $79,957. Two from Bromba Construction, Inc. First in the amount of $87,421.61. The second for $29,140.55. Commonwealth Engineers, Inc. for $10,625. Richmond Power and Light for $42,440.27. Keystone Cooperative, Inc. in the amount of $23,869.52. JCI Jones Chemicals, Inc. for $15,000. Polydyne, Inc. in the amount of $12,903. And last but not least, Xylem Water Solutions for $25,688.92.
I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to approve invoices from check dates October 31st and November 7th, 14th, 21st, and 26th of 2025, totaling $640,152. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
We have someone raising their hand to speak, I do believe.
Oh,
I will allow
someone online? Oh, hello? Mr. David?
unless they're calling for 911.
Oh,
How good is that bitch?
can we,
How good is that bitch? But no understanding me.
okay. No. Okay, we had a motion and a second, and all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. That takes us to the director's report.
Yes, Madam President and Board. We have the October report in the agenda today. Overall, both operationally and financially, everything is still tracking as we would expect. I mean, the few oddities we've discussed in past meetings, so I won't spend a lot of time on this unless there are questions.
No?
If none, we're still doing leaf collection. That's still out there, so you can follow the schedule. Street Department, again, does within the city limits. The district does the district portion outside of the city limits. I do know Street Department is slightly behind on their schedule. If someone's looking, I don't know exactly where they're at, but the few times where they've had to plow snow and things like that pushed them a few days here and there. So I don't exactly know where theirs is, but that's where that.
I'm sure that there could be instances where the leaves are under the snow as well.
For sure, and it gets harder sometimes too if they get frozen and things like that, right?
Yeah.
The collection, so there's delays when you get inclement weather for sure.
Okay. Thank you very much. That takes us to the recommendation to approve the AFSCME contract.
Yes, Madam President and Board, I had sent you, and I can go over it in more detail here if needed, but the updates to the contract, I sent a memo sort of outlining all the changes. I also sent a contract with track changes on it and a clean version of that contract. So if you're looking through it, Articles 1, 3, and Article 4 are mostly just language updates to the contract. A lot of that is mirroring what is in the city employee policy, and/or it's just updates to job titles and things of that nature. In their Article 6, there were some changes on hours to work, which changed the on-call pay. As was noted, it goes from 1.5 hours on regular day being on call to 2 hours equivalency of pay. And if it's a holiday, it goes from 2 hours to 3 hours of equivalent pay for just being on call on those days. Article 12 had a change to probationary employees. Just a minor language change there in how absences are viewed under a probationary employee. Article 14 had some, there's some drug and alcohol testing that's in the city policy manual, and there was some clarified language added to that existing policy. Articles 21 and 22, which cover military leave and FML, again, some language changes there to simplify how that reads. Article 23 had a change for insurance and benefits. Again, it mostly was some language things. There was an update in the insurance committee that reflect that there would be 2 council liaisons that were non-voting instead of 1, which is how it was written before. Article 28 had some changes to training. It removed some outdated education assistance that was referencing an appendix. The actual meat that was in the appendix has been gone for probably 15 years, but it still was referring to an appendix that no longer existed in there, so that was removed. Article 32 changed their wages and compensation. It is 3% over the course of 3 years, which was brought up during our budget meetings, that was the tentative value that was placed in for the AFSCME workers. There were some updated stipends as well in that section. In section 2 of that, longevity pay, there was some clarifications on the calculation and timing of how that worked. And then lastly, Article 38 just updated the duration of the contract to reflect that it is a new 3-year contract. I can go over any of these in more detail if needed. But in short, those were the changes that were made.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the summary, because it's very long.
It is very long.
Any questions or other comments? Let me get back to my other document. Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the contract.
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
motion for recommendation to approve the AFSCME contract as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to approve the AFSCME contract as presented. Again, any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. The next item of business is the recommendation to enter an agreement with Pitney Bowes for the equipment lease.
I think Denise was planning to present this, but I don't see her on there. I can go ahead and
Okay.
do this presentation really quickly. But yeah, our current equipment lease is up for renewal. It is for our Relay 5000 folder inserter, Send Pro C auto postage meter, Omation Series 210 letter opener, and the Connect Right mailer, software Pitney, Ship Pro software. The cost for all listed items will be $1,340.07 a month for 60 months. It is a 5-year lease. We currently pay $1,504.96 a month, so we are eliminating the stacker on our folder as we didn't use it enough to cover the additional costs. So this again will be a reduction in overall cost. The equipment will remain the same. However, the billing machine, the Relay 5000, will be updated to a new machine. This will help tremendously due to the wear and tear that has happened to the machine over the years. The current machine has inserted over 240,000 pieces of mail to date for district billings. During the lease, maintenance will be included for all machines. The lease will run from January 1st, 2026 through December 31st of 2031. It is my recommendation to approve the renewal of the lease with Pitney. This is a sole source for compatibility of our current billing process and system.
Do you know if our prior lease was 5 years?
Yes. It was.
Any questions or comments? How about a motion?
President Miller?
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
Motion for recommendation to enter into agreement with Pitney Bowes for equipment lease as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to approve the agreement with Pitney Bowes for the equipment lease. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the recommendation to authorize the signature for the lease agreement with Huntington Bank for the trash trucks.
Is Jeff on there, Jess? Does he want to speak? He texted me and said, ask if he could speak.
Oh, I see him there.
Jeff, are you there?
Madam President, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Jeff, are you still there?
Yes. On May 16th, 2025, this board approved to enter into a lease agreement with Huntington Bank on 3 new commercial trash trucks for the solid waste department. Estimate on lease payments for these 3 trucks was $209,260. Each annually. I've attached the recommendation. Well, these trucks are ready for us, and the paperwork for the lease agreement has been sent to me last week. I'm asking the board to approve to be the designator signer for this lease agreement. The lease agreement payments did change to $195,890.21 annually for 5 years.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments on the lease?
So, sorry, just to track it, when it changed,
Reduced.
there was a reduction, a net reduction.
Yeah, there was a reduction of about 15,000,
yeah.
$14,000.
Okay. Perfect.
I would think, and I don't know if that was part of the reduction, but they wanted some amount ahead of time.
And we will get that back. Once the lease is signed,
Okay.
we put 50% down. That was just part of the requirement to put the order in, but we will get the entire 50%
Okay.
back. And then we just pay the lease per month, but that was just a requirement to hold the vehicle. So we paid it was 400 and some $1,000, I believe, down here. I think it may be in the next item on the agenda. Yes, we paid half, I think, of the original $873,734.40 upfront, and then we will get that back once the lease is signed. That entire 50% of that value will come back to us, and then we will begin paying this reduced cost of $195,890.21 per year after that for 5 years.
Okay. Sounds like a good plan. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
President Miller?
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
Motion for recommendation to authorize the signature for lease agreement with Huntington Bank for the trash trucks as presented.
Is the motion that I can sign, or are we both signing?
That Jeff would sign this lease.
Oh, okay. Jeff will sign, okay. All right. There's been, and I will second the motion then. There's a motion and a second to authorize the signature for the lease agreement with Huntington Bank for the trash trucks. Any further questions or comments? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the recommendation to enter into an agreement for the emergency answering service. Jeff, are you up on this one too?
Yeah, yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
For some, okay. I asked, our answering service, ComNet LLC to give us a quote. Our contract is up within end of this year. I asked them to give us a quote for the coming up year 2026, 2027, and 2028. ComNet LLC quoted for the year 2026, starting January 1, $3,300 a year, and with the same cost for year 2027 and 2028, the cost of $3,300 annually. They have been doing our answering service for the past 6 years without any issues. So it's my recommendation to the board to enter into an agreement with ComNet LLC of Muncie, Indiana, at the cost of $3,300 per year for year 2026, 2027, and 2028.
Thank you. Any other questions or a motion on that?
President Miller?
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
Motion for recommendation to enter into agreement for the emergency answering service as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to enter into the agreement for the emergency answering service as presented. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. So I know we do a lot of agreements where there are options. So once we've approved that the first time, we don't have to reapprove the options as long as you all have reviewed them and,
Yes, for the options to renew.
right?
Yes, we do have to send a notice 30 days in advance that says we will renew it, and it gives them the ability to also agree to that. But yes, Walt, when he was here, that was his statement, as long as we had it writing, whether it's in email counts as well, if both parties have done it, or you can issue an official letter.
Okay.
But as long as that is done, we can add that to it. At the start of a new year, when we create new POs or whatever for it, that counts as our option to renew
To renew.
that language.
So it's only when it actually the 3-year actually expires, does it come back to us?
Correct.
Okay. The next item of business will be tabled, is that correct? Okay. And then we will go on to item number 9, which is the recommendation to approve budget transfers for professional engineering services.
Yes, Madam President and Board. Before you, as we've discussed a few different times, if we are transferring funds within the same category as being, when I say category, it's the last 4 digits of an account, so any 1,000 account to another 1,000 account. Jeff or I have the authority to make those, but if we are transferring out of that, so 1,000 to a 2,000 or to 3 or any of those kinds of scenarios, requires board action. What you have before you is we are moving funds out of salary monies down into contractual and professional services. And the need for that is we have some vacant positions, and those vacancies which created these salary savings also are some of the reasons that are necessitating us having to have contract labor as well to pick up that extra load. So these funds are set to move that down there so we can have these, so these services don't fall through the cracks and they can be picked up in some fashion.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? I will entertain a motion.
President Miller?
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
Motion for a recommendation to approve the budget transfer for professional engineering services as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to approve budget transfers for the professional engineering services. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. That takes us to the next item of business, which is to receive quotes for a salt spreader.
Good.
Excuse me. Looks like we have just one.
Yep, just a single quote. It's from Hoosier Battery, located in Richmond, Indiana. Quote is valid until 11/14/2025.
Okay, we'll have to check on that.
We'll check with them and see if they will still hold it.
Okay. Total cost for Boss VBX Plus and accessories to install would be $9,010. Price was firm for 10 days. Delivery estimate 2 weeks. They have a local preference claim. I'll pass it along.
Okay. We'd already need the salt spreader the 1st of December.
Yes.
So we will refer that to management for recommendation at a later meeting. And the next item of business is to receive bids for a baler.
Yep.
Looks like we have one there as well.
We sent out 3, only one was returned on time.
So others came just after. Okay. So this one is from Rumpke in Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, so for the baler, purchase price would be $696,522 plus tax. Rental option is also provided as $6,617.64 per month. Lead time would be 22 to 24 weeks. Compactor purchase price, $86,706.80 plus tax. Rental option would be $900.63 per month with a lead time of 10 to 12 weeks. They do have a local preference claim, and they did say yes to Iran investment activities, so that might be an error.
Yes.
Just to clarify. And the model number and everything's listed on the second tab. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, we will refer those bids to management for a recommendation at a later meeting. That takes us to miscellaneous, and I understand we have an item to add under miscellaneous.
Yes, Madam President and Board. As you know, we are working on a project at the treatment plant to upgrade our levee to protect us from flooding. As part of that, we anticipated some utility relocation, both for fiber optic that serves our plant as well as gas line relocation. We've been working with both of those and had an allowance of $30,000 to cover relocations. The cost just is going to be greater, and we're still working through the gas part of it, and that will likely come as a separate agreement and not go through the contract like this. But the fiber optic relocation ended up being more than that $30,000 that we had available in the contract. And so it's my recommendation to approve a change order to cover that difference of $12,099.20. And this would be the first change order, and it would bring the total contract price to $1,610,827.20.
Any questions or a motion?
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
motion to approve the change order as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to approve the change order to the levy contract as presented. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Anything else to be brought before the board under miscellaneous today? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn,
So moved.
and I will second the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. And I will turn the meeting over to President Bakshi for the Stormwater Board.
Thank you. I'd like to call to order the December 4th, 2025 Richmond Sanitary District Stormwater Management Board meeting. The first item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from November 4th, 2025.
And President Bakshi, I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes from November 4th, 2025 as presented.
I will second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. The next item on the agenda is the approval of invoices from check date October 31st and November 7, 14, 21, and 26 of 2025.
And President Bakshi, I would like to make a motion to approve invoices from check dates October 31st and November 7th, 14th, 21st, and 26th of 2025, totaling $36,602.59, with the notable invoice being to Lockmuller Group, Inc. for $14,300.
I will second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. The next item is recommendation to approve the budget transfer.
Yes, Mr. President, Board. This is the same as what was on the other agenda. These are just the ones that are coming out of stormwater accounts.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? I'll entertain a motion.
And I would like to make a motion to approve the budget transfer as presented.
I will second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. And it takes us to miscellaneous. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
I second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you so much.